It felt fitting.
It felt like it worked.
Make it work, designers.
Make it work, designers. Indeed.
There was not a whole lot of Tim Gunn in either of these episodes, and
I
personally
think
very upset about it.
I think season 1 was not a lot of Tim Gunn.
It doesn't seem like it.
I think once we get to like season 3, it'll be more Tim Gunn. I think they start to realize we like Tim Gunn a lot.
Tim Gunn is ideal. Tim Gunn is the moment. Tim Gunn is great. Anyway, welcome to the Cup Refilled, where the reality of the past becomes the tea of today. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. Thank you very much. We're trying a new kombucha today.
Oh.
I've been trying to get on that gut health kick again because I'm not really all the best at it. But I found this at Whole Foods. It's Better Booch. It's a horrible name for a brand, if I'm being honest. But it's Cherry Retreat. So it's cherry, vanilla, and bergamot. And it's pretty good. I'm not mad at it.
Interesting.
Isn't it?
Interesting.
But I love it.
We do. I love that for you. And I am Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea, because you know I love me some tea, even if it's the tea from the past. We're going to make it about today. So if you have that tea, you know what to do. Hit me up, her. And I'm actually just drinking juice today.
Okay.
Because just berry punch juice, Minute Maid berry punch juice. It was just that kind of day. Just wanted some juice. It is what it is. But I always keep on handy in handy my cup mug, always, forever. I could have put my juice in my cup mug, but I was like, nah, I wanted a bigger cup. I wanted a bigger cup of juice. But, you know, you can always get your handy dandy cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. Link in the bio, ticker in below, so you know what to do. If you want to get all your cup merch with all the cool kids get one and have one, and you want to be a part of that, hit me up on.
Mine's somewhere over there.
It's there as long as it's there.
I used it yesterday, so I had to wash it today.
Exactly. So there we go.
And they're not dishwasher safe, which I don't mind because it's a smaller cup. But
yeah, I don't have a dishwasher anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Gotcha. I was washing my hand anyway. So, but even if I did have a dishwasher, I wouldn't trust a dishwasher with my cup mug. Absolutely not.
Especially something like screen printed, like not screen printed, but like embossed the way that it is. I'm like, nope, that logo would come off just immediately.
I don't trust it, so I would rather do it myself.
What I do trust is how good season 1 of Project Runway is. We're back. It is our second episode of Make It Work Mondays, as we're now calling it, because I thought that was cute. So we are here. We're talking about episodes 3 and 4 of season 1 of Project Runway. I can't do a good Heidi Klum impersonation, or else I would try. The search for the next great fashion designer. Like, that's about as close as I can get. It's not. It's the accent. I just can't get the German accent. But I love Heidi Klum. And Lana, these episodes are. I forget how dramatic and over the top season 1 is.
Yeah, they are a lot. Like, it's so funny. Like, rewatching this is like, it reminds me how much I really did love this show. Mm-hmm. I really, really, really love this show. And I hate that I fell out of watching this show in the newer seasons. So I'm going to be very excited to get into watching the newer seasons because I have not watched them. So when we do a cut refill on the newer seasons, it's going to be me watching for the first time.
Well, I was going to say, did you see season 20 just started?
I know. I saw that. And I was like,
I'm like, do we still doing it? Project Runway seasons?
Oh.
Because I have not watched a Christian Siriano hosted Project Runway season yet. So maybe we'll do season 20 as well.
I'm more of just going in this order that we're doing. When we get to it, it'll be like new.
4 or 5 years down the line.
Down the line, we'll watch it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe for future seasons, we'll switch to like 3 episodes per our episode. I don't know.
Maybe.
We're playing around with it. This is literally the first refilled season we're doing. So it's like, this is kind of the tester as it was with Project Runway. So we got episode 3. Our theme for episode 3, Lana, commercial appeal.
Commercial appeal.
And I forgot how integrated the Banana Republic sponsorship was on season 1. Because we're going to the Banana Republic Design Studios, but before we do that, we have to have our check-in with Star, our designer that doesn't really know if she wants to be a designer, but likes being a designer, but she's also a lawyer. Mm-hmm. It's like, girl, I'm going to be real honest. I was very thrilled when Star went home.
I said from the first episode, Star needs to be a lawyer. Just go back to being a lawyer and making your own clothes on the side.
It's so funny because she actually went into real estate and then got arrested for like investment fraud or something.
God.
It's like a whole story. At the end of the season, I'm going to go through and like, I'm going to do little like synopses of like where everyone is now. Cause I think that's kind of cute. Wild journeys across the board.
Wow.
And not everyone is still with us. So it's like wild stories across the board.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, so we are going to the Banana Republic Design Studio. We are meeting with also our guest judge for the week, Deborah Lloyd, who's the head of product design for Banana Republic. And we find out that this episode's challenge is to design a holiday dress that will appeal to Banana Republic consumers. And Deborah Lloyd tells us that the 2 kind of themes that they're going off of are this like yellow and pink, sexy secretary look, and then also this Art Deco motif style that it was very in trend in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems about correct. I was a very young child. I will not say how young I was so that Lana doesn't feel older than she is, because she's not. She's a very young woman. But anyway, Lana, which motif would you have gone with in this challenge?
I probably would have went for the yellow and pink, like sexy secretary kind of look, because Art Deco is something that's so intricate and like very much specific. I could play around more with the secretary look than I could with the Art Deco look, I think, for me. But
see, I'm the exact opposite. I would have gone Art Deco. I love Art Deco. Who was it? Oh, it was Star. When Star was like, I love Art Deco. That feels very me. I'm like, that also feels very me.
Mm-hmm.
Like very geometric, very like angular, interesting angular movements. Like that's kind of my vibe as well in like my art that I do. So I feel like that's kind of the vibe that I would end up going.
Yeah, I like a fun, flirty kind of like look. So I'm like, if you take the secretary thing with the pinks, the soft pinks and the soft yellows, and play around with it. It can be flowy. It can be, more structured. Either way, it'll be cute.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And in 2004, yes, I was very much out of high school at the time. Yeah.
No comment.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want me to tell you how old I was.
It doesn't matter.
I was 7.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I was very much out of high school and into the working life in 2004. Mm-hmm.
Great. Love it. So then we get our model choice. We go back onto the runway. And this is where I was like, I remember them being in these like black slip dresses for every single. And then I remembered, I was like, why didn't they do that in the first couple of episodes?
Probably
and then just now all of a sudden we're doing it. Did they only have 10?
Or they probably just didn't have them at the time. Just like come in your jeans and t-shirt model look.
And then looking like in your best Heidi Klum cosplay.
Right. And then now they're like, they need to be more uniformed.
Yeah.
Let's give them a slip dress.
Yep. So it comes down to Allison and Josiane and Robert in both of these episodes has to choose which model he's going to eliminate, which really sucks to get randomly chosen twice in a row. But this time he chooses Josiane, meaning that Allison is eliminated. Sorry, Allison. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. So we're in Parsons. We're doing our designing. Jay is a little bit stressed that his, brand of creativity doesn't really fit with the challenge. We see eventually he kind of ends up getting inspired by like Art Deco buildings, and so that kind of quells that.
It was a specific building, he said. It was the
oh no. The Wright building, wasn't it? I don't remember.
I don't remember, but it was a specific building that he said inspired him.
There was a photo of it, I think, in his apartment.
Something like that.
And Wendy and Kevin are complaining because everyone else is childish. And I'm just like...
I mean, okay. And I will not be doing this often throughout this refill, but in the defense of Wendy and Kevin, they are 37, 30...
something like that.
30-somethings. 30-somethings, very late 30-somethings, almost closer to 40-somethings.
Yeah.
And as we get older, our patience gets thinner.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in a room where you're supposed to be working and you're focusing on working, and you have some 20-somethings running around screaming and yelling and throwing people in trash cans, you're like, look, shut up. I get it. I understand, because I am in my 40s and my patience is very much more thinner than it used to be. So I get it. I understand. But like, also calm down, relax.
It's like,
just focus on yourself and just do you. But I can understand why it can get annoying.
I did love in that moment too, because Tim comes in as
the shenanigans are happening.
Someone's putting Nora in a trash can.
It's Kara-san.
Kara-san is putting Nora in a trash can, and Tim Gunn just walks in and just is like, Designers. I have a letter.
Like,
I have a letter from Banana Republic, and I would like Vanessa to read it. I'm like, okay, random, sure. But this is where we find out that the winner of this challenge will have their dress manufactured and sold in select Banana Republic stores in person and online.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, for season 1, like, we get these kind of like mass, like, this kind of starts the trend of like the mass production challenge.
Mm-hmm.
We see pretty frequently on Project Runway. It's not every season, but like if they have a good sponsorship with a brand like Banana Republic, which I believe they have for like the first 4 or 5 seasons at least, I think. We'll see as we're doing these refilled, but if they have like a sponsorship like this, they tend to do a challenge like this. I just think that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's no immunity this week, so don't worry about immunity.
I was about to say, you can't have immunity when you have such a big challenge win, and you're getting stuff that nobody else has gotten, so you don't get immunity. Whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
So the big points are kind of Star is insecure.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin makes some off comments to Jay about Star, and Star is just like, say it to my face, Kevin.
It's rude if you just
like Kevin, and I don't like Star.
It's rude of you to talk about me and don't say it to me. And he's like,
girl.
He's like, you wrote me to tell you what I said? I don't think you want me to say it. I don't think you're ready to hear what I have to say about your look. I'm like, oop.
Ooh.
Well.
And I oop.
And I oop because She wasn't ready because she was so emotionally stressed, and like anything somebody said to her would have broke her down. So
Oh yeah.
if he would have actually went in on her and like read her for the filth for that garment that she was producing was,
Oh God, we'll talk
he
about
would have she would have just crawled under a table and bawled
it. Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
he had thoughts. He had thoughts,
And I sure do too.
and they were valid thoughts. I'm
Very
just saying.
valid.
I'm just saying.
And then we have juxtaposing this conflict, this
Hmm.
external conflict. We have this internal conflict with Robert, who is at this point, at the end of day one, made 3 dresses.
Three. Because
And none of them were good.
none of them. None of them. I was like, what are you doing?
And then as they're working on day 2, he ends up getting rust juice on his silk dress.
Yeah, that won't come out.
I'm just like, shake out the iron.
Right.
Huh? It's like, how did you let this happen?
Child. Child.
And then in the middle of it, everyone's drinking except for Austin and
Wendy. They were
Everyone's
like, we're going home. That would have been me. That would have
I
been me.
definitely would have gone out.
I would have been like, I'm going to go home and go to bed. I'll see you all tomorrow. Because number one, I know what I'm here for. And I do not need to be waking up in the morning trying to go into a working with my head with a hangover and clouded. So yeah, I would have went home.
I probably would have gone out. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? But that's just the difference between you and me, honestly.
For sure.
And we're at the runway now. So
At the runway.
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 And it already looks better.
Yeah, they do look better.
It's not the best, but it's doable.
You can see the garments.
You can see the garment. So we're going to talk first. This is Carson.
Mm-hmm. I like the dress. I thought the dress was cute.
It's good.
I don't like the gloves, but I like the dress. I would have rather her not have the gloves on, but the dress.
I think the garment itself is really well done. The accessorizing is where it goes kind of off for me, and that I think may have been why she wasn't in the top. But yeah, I like the ruching that's happening. The skirt detail is interesting enough to where the top can be a little bit more plain and still be okay. But yeah, it just the styling of it was what threw it off for me.
Yeah.
So, I would give this an 80.
I would give it 80 sounds good for this dress because it's not a bad dress. It's a good
Not
dress.
at all a bad dress.
I just don't like you said, the accessories to go along with it. She didn't do that well.
Yeah. So next up is Austin.
I like this dress too. I did. I thought that him picking that floral pattern was going to be interesting, but with Austin, I'm sure he can make it work and make it look pretty, and
Absolutely.
he did.
Absolutely. I think the dress is actually really cute and really well done. I just think I think for the challenge of holiday cocktail dress, it doesn't scream holiday to me. And I know he says on the runway in front of the judges that he wanted to go for this like winter floral, which I think is a really good idea.
It screams brunch, like a southern lunch or tea.
Absolutely. This is like mid-20s Southern Belle going to brunch.
Well, going on to a tea, or like going to a wedding shower.
Exactly. Like I if you're gonna go winter floral, I wish, and this doesn't go with like the theme of the yellow and the pink and whatever. I wish it had been more of like muted colors, maybe like a blue. If you're gonna go winter floral, I think blue, yellow maybe would have been a better path to go as opposed to this yellow pink. But that's also the constraint of the challenge. So it's just I think the garment itself is well constructed. However, for the challenge at hand, I'm going to give Austin a 70.
Yeah, I feel like if we were going winter floral, I wanted to see more winter in that floral because we got the floral with the dress, so maybe make it like a little bolero jacket to go over the,
Totally.
and that would have made it winter floral. Like it's a winter, but it's because it's gonna be cold outside, so keep your shoulders covered. This looked like a springtime tea, something a wedding shower. But so I would give it a 75 because it's still pretty.
Next up is Star.
Where was the Art Deco or the yellow and pink in any of this?
This is supposed to be Art Deco.
It's not Art Deco at all. It just looks like this is bad. it's somebody called it the jest. Oh, Kevin said the jester dress, and I couldn't agree more. It looks very much like the female jester.
Yeah.
Without the hat.
It's just bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
Like, why are there the like black flowy moments at the bottom? It looks like you undid a leotard from the crotch and then just added this like red slip panel underneath it. Like, that's what it looks like. It's not good.
Yeah, it's not good at all. It's just everything about this is wrong, from the dress to the styling, the hair, the makeup. She looks old. Like, yeah. She made her model look so much older than she needed.
Especially with the makeup and the hair. Like, she looks like twice the age she is.
She is. It's definitely not good. It's not good.
20.
You're generous.
I know.
10.
Yeah. Next up, this is Alexandra. I love the way Heidi says her name. Alexandra. Alexandra.
I did not realize how much I actually like Alexandra's work. And
I love Alexandra's work. I really do like her.
I do like her, and I like her work. I like what she puts out. I feel like she was on the show, maybe not to win, but to be a good filler designer. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't going to go super far, but she was going to give you good looks along the way. And so far, she's been safe. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like the last time her green outfit, the little Grecian outfit that it looked like to me, I felt shouldn't have been safe. I felt like she should have been in the top. But this look is nice. I like this look. It's definitely giving me the flirty secretary kind of vibe. I think the problem is not being in the pink or the yellow palette kind of sent her into where she ended up being, but I liked it. I think her model looks amazing. I think the dress is nice. I would wear it.
This isn't one of my favorite garments. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't confused when she was in the top. I think I just would have chosen another garment to be in the top personally.
Oh, not this look. I was talking about the green look from last week.
Oh, okay.
No, this look, no.
Didn't deserve to be I was a little confused when she was in the top. I don't like whatever's happening with the ruffling in the skirt, and then the length is it's at the knee, and I don't like that particularly. I think the top part of this garment is actually really pretty. I like the sort of like almost like pseudo cap shoulder or cap sleeve. I think the top part is really well executed. I just don't like the bottom all that much. So personally, I'm going to give Alexandra like a 65.
I will give it a 70.
This is Wendy.
This was Art Deco.
Wendy's play.
This was very, but it was. I think Wendy did a great job of giving us Art Deco, but also the secretary look they were asking for as well. Like she combined the two and made a really. You can wear this to a party. You can wear this going to work. You can wear this. It's very multifunctional. Like she can wear this during the day at work and with the jacket on. That way she can have it for work. And then when she goes to the party that night, she can take off the jacket and it's still sexy and it's cute. And this was one I was like, okay, Wendy, I see you. This was good. This
She
was
was
good.
really smart as well in mentioning on the runway that she looked at, what was already in the collection for this season and was like, I wanted to integrate the capes because this collection has a lot of capes. So I wanted to include that moment, but also make it look like it could be a seamless part of the collection. And I think this is a complete 180 for Wendy from the last challenge where she just did not know how to market herself to consumers, but I think she does a really good job of marketing to clientele and to business, and I think that's really where she shines. This is a phenomenal garment. My cup is full.
I I would say full, but it can't be full because it's still kind as gorgeous as it is. It's still kind of plain,
Okay.
and it's kind of like I get it. It's a good functional suit. It's a functional dress.
Yeah.
I feel like every woman needs to have this kind of functionality in their closet. So it's definitely functional. It's good. But I will give it like a 95. It's still great. It's still great, but it's still a little plain. Something I don't know what it needs, but it needs something.
Next up is Jay. Jay's the only one I couldn't get a full screenshot, so I ended up having to take two and just kind of piece it together. It's the best I could do.
I love it.
It's like one of those like slide puzzles where you slide
Yes,
across the outfit. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. Except it's the same outfit this time.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you. I figured you would.
Look, you have 4 arms or 3 arms.
Yep, 3 arms.
Jay's look was. I like Jay's look. Honestly, I kind of feel like this is the what I wanted from Wendy. Even though Wendy's was functional and smart and great, it lacked the pizzazz. Jay gave me the pizzazz. I feel like, but the thing that Wendy had that Jay doesn't have is it's not as functional for like daytime. This is a great nighttime look, but it's not a good daytime look. Wendy's look can translate from day to night, where Jay's is just strictly day. I will have to buy another jacket top or something to put over it to make it day. So in that aspect, yeah, I like the pizzazz from Jay, but I like the functionality from Wendy.
I definitely agree. I like this garment a lot. I just think because Jay was in the top as well, I would say Jay was probably second place in this challenge. I just think it comes down to Wendy's garment was a little bit more marketable, a little bit more functional, and a little bit more easier to produce. Because I love the amount of intricate detail in Jay's bustier. I think that's really, really good. But that's going to be a little bit more difficult to mass produce than Wendy's look is. But I do love this. I love the styling of this. I love the little stole that she has. I love the fabric of the skirt as well. This like neutral gray tie-dye situation I think is really, really cool. The way it's tied at the waist, the belt, it all comes together so perfectly for me. My cup is also going to be full for Jay.
I think I'm going to give the same because both of them did the same things. One needed the other. So 95 for Jay as well for me.
Great. Next up is Kevin.
It's functional.
Yeah.
I can see wearing this to a party. Put a jacket over it. You can wear it for work. It's functional. It's boring, but it's functional. But that's the quintessential black dress. You just need a quintessential black dress because you can dress it up, you can dress it down, and you can make multiple outfits within that one outfit. So it's a good black dress.
Yep.
Put on a jacket, you can wear it to work. Put on some accessories, some pearls or something, and it's a nice going out outfit. You can put on a jean jacket and some leggings, and that's another outfit. It's a good functional piece.
But there's enough to keep it interesting.
Exactly.
I think my biggest difficulty with this, again, I'm going to say similar to Karasan, I hate the styling.
Mm-hmm. I don't like the hat and the purse. Yeah.
The shoes are fine.
Yeah. If he would have just not put the hat on her head and just came out with the purse, I think it would have been better. I feel like it was just a bit one piece too many.
I just want a clutch. I don't even want this
or clutch.
Clutch.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I like the detailing in like the top part. I like that there's the tie at the waist. Like there's just a couple things to keep it interesting and keep it from it just being a simple little black dress. But the styling is just really off for me here. Because of all of that, I'm gonna give this look a 65.
69. It's not horrible, but solid. Yeah.
Now, next up is Vanessa. I actually really like this garment. There are aspects I really like, and you can clearly see the Art Deco inspiration. I think my biggest issue is just there is a full slit up to her.
Where am I wearing this? With the slit to my hoo-ha. Where am I wearing this?
To go get apples from Trader Joe's, casual.
I mean, it's you have a full plunging neckline almost to the belly button, and then you have a slit up to your hoo-ha, and it's like it's like a band, literally like a band holding this together in the middle. You know what I'm saying? It's like that much fabric in between from the neckline to the split. So it's kind of it's not a bad dress. I just feel like it needed some things tweaked and finished. It looks unfinished to me.
Yeah, I really love this top part. I love what's happening in the top part. And I do enjoy what's happening in the bottom part. It's just the slit to the vagine is kind of just not what I want it to be. But the way the neckline plunges here and the way it's just becomes just like off the shoulder, I really enjoy that. So it's difficult for me, but I'm gonna give Vanessa a 70.
I'm going to give Vanessa a 60 because it looks unfinished.
Fair. This is Nora.
Again, the dress isn't bad. It's the styling. That is.
I hate the glove. I
hate the glove. I hate the thing on the neck. Oh, I hate.
She has no neck. She looks short, and it looks like she has a drop waist.
Right. It's like it's all wrong.
None of those are things I want.
She looks like a broken doll with the no neck, and it's just all wrong. The dress itself isn't horrible. It's interesting. It gives me interesting things to look at, but like styled completely wrong. Even the hair is wrong and it's just down. It's just not right. It's just not right.
No. But I would say the garment itself is not bad by any means of the imagination. I like the detailing on the bustier. It's a cute little gray dress.
Mm-hmm. Like I say, the dress is fine. It's interesting enough, but the styling just brings it all the way down for me.
It's gonna be a 65.
60.
And last up is Robert.
What is this?
A disaster.
What? First of all, because this is a mixture of two of the dresses Robert had made out of 3. He just decided to take the blue and then put the animal print
leopard print
with the blue.
There is a universe where these two fabrics could look good together.
Mm-hmm.
I love a pastel color with an animal print. I think that combination is really fun. Just not here.
It just didn't do. He didn't do it right. Like I feel like the animal print should have been like the belt instead of those slits and the things. Like
make it just a strapless situation.
Right.
Belt with maybe turn the stole into a belt. I don't know.
Maybe the stole into a belt. The stole itself. I'm like, ugh, no.
Like a thick leopard print belt to hide whatever the hell was happening with the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then
a leopard shoe, even because like I don't know.
It's just not.
No. Mm-mm. And of course, I have to say this. I have to say this because this was something that was bothering me watching Martinique and Josiane and go down these runway. These people do not know how to do black hair. And it was very obvious that they don't know how to do black hair. And that's something that has been going on in the modeling and acting worlds for a long time. People don't know how to do black hair, so they do that whole slick it up in the chignon bun or thing or whatever. And they don't even slick their hair edges down. They just brush it back. There's no shade to Josiane and Martinique. They can't help what those L'Oreal people didn't know how to do black hair. It was very obvious in these episodes.
2004, so we have to remember.
And they probably still don't know how to do it, but they didn't know how to do it then. They didn't know how to do it then.
Nope. This is a 30. I like the color. And I think Josiane is pretty.
Josiane is very pretty. It's a 20 because Josiane is very pretty.
Very that. Well, that's that. So we find out that our top 3 of the week are Wendy, Alexandra, and Jay.
Deserved, I guess. I feel like maybe somebody else could have been in there besides Alexandria.
Maybe
Alexandra, maybe Cara, but
maybe if the skirt of Vanessa's look was better.
Maybe.
I love that angle. I can't get over that. But I'm gonna say deserved. I didn't love Alexandra's look. I think I actually maybe would have put Cara.
Probably.
Wendy, Cara, Jay, I think for me. And then the bottom 3, we have Robert, Star, and Austin.
I would have put Austin in there. Probably would have put Nora in there. Or Kevin. Well, I feel like Kevin was actually functionally safe. Like he was.
I would have done Nora.
Safe. I would have done Nora. Probably.
Robert, Star, Nora.
Yeah.
That's what I think that's what I would have done. But we're not the judges.
Nope.
So we don't make these decisions, and these decisions were also made 19 years ago. So who cares? But we do get the winner of the challenge, and Wendy wins. Wendy Penner. I was happy for her. I agree. I think for what Banana Republic was looking for at that time, I think Wendy nailed the brief.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She can definitely sell herself to a client.
Totally. And so Austin ends up being low but safe.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom two are Robert and Star, and we lose Star.
I'm not mad at it.
Bye, Star.
Bye, girl. Because it was your time.
And she just gets emotional. And I'm just like, girl, I get it, but also...
Girl.
Girl.
You ain't see that dress and think it was actually good. You're like, okay.
I know. So, we moved to episode 4. Our theme for episode 4, collaboration. In more ways than one. I forget how to hate the group challenges. I really do. I really just hate the group challenges because they're never fun. Especially the early ones where they all only have one garment to make. I'm like...
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I get why they do collaboration challenges or team challenges because in the industry you're going to have a team at some point, and you're going to have to know how to work with a team. But I kind of feel like on these shows where everybody's going for the same prize, making them do collaborations is like ready to set somebody up for sabotage. Right. I don't
know. That's kind of exactly what happened.
Or we think.
Self-sabotage.
True that.
So we get the challenge almost immediately. We're on the runway. Heidi is here. We find out that the challenge is to collaborate and make a garment for up-and-coming rock artist Sarah Hudson.
Who we never hear from. We don't know who Sarah Hudson is. We ain't heard from Sarah Hudson ever again after this episode
of... she's the creator of Ultraviolet Sound.
Who is she?
It's like a club pop like music project situation. And she's also done songs for Phineas and Ferb the movie, so that's fun.
Good for her.
Yeah, I am actually familiar with Ultraviolet Sound, so that's actually pretty cool. But anyway, we're doing collaborations. So she says that her aesthetic is kind of like Little Girl Gone Wild, sexy, but like still classy situation. And all of the designers have to come up with sketches and pitch their ideas to her. But before we do that, we have our model pick. This one made me sad. Because it comes down to Josiane and Audrey, and Robert has to pick again. But this time he doesn't pick Josiane.
No, because he says Josiane couldn't give the rocker look that he was looking for.
I feel like upon reflection, had they known that only one garment was going to be made, I feel like Josiane gets picked.
Probably.
Because Audrey's not a bad model by any means of the imagination, but...
Yeah.
So we lose Josiane. I'm sad. So everyone pitches their designs to Sarah. And then we find out that the challenge is actually 3 teams of 3 with a head designer, and you are all making one garment based off of the design of the head designer. I hate this kind of challenge. I really do. I want everyone to show all of their creativity at all times. So if this was a collection challenge, those I enjoy.
Yes.
But when it's just one garment, I'm like, I just don't like these challenges. But that's just me personally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much indifferent about this challenge. It was like, okay, we're gonna make it one garment or three garments. Just make it work. you know, just make it
Design,
work.
make it work.
But I kind of feel like, yeah, it would have been better if we would have all saw all of the designs that they came up with and created, like, and then had her pick her favorites from those
Like
instead
actually
of,
make them and then pick. Yeah.
yeah, like they make the designs, they rock the runway, and then she picks.
Just from the little bit that they described, my favorite design was Kara's.
Yeah,
So I was like,
I wanted to see that.
I want to see it. But we don't.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't get to see it.
No.
So Sarah picks her 3 favorite sketch designs, which are Jay, Austin, and Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that Cara had this like shady moment where she was like, yeah, having worked in the industry, I know that like female artists usually pick male stylists. So I'm not surprised I got chosen. I didn't get chosen. I'm like, fair.
There, I guess.
But so they end up picking their teams. So the teams are Kevin, Nora, and Alexandra, Jay, Cara, and Rob, and then Austin, Wendy, and Vanessa. Let's talk about the team that has virtually no problems. Jay, Cara, and Rob. They are all just working. And they're
just
doing
working.
a good job, and everyone is working together beautifully, and it's beautiful.
They know what the vision is, and they said, Jay said, this is what we're going to do. Cara said, okay, I'll pick this up from here. Rob is being Rob. Everybody's just doing what they do. And it was like, no issues, no problems, nothing. They just put their armor together and worked.
Absolutely.
Which do you want to do next, Lana? I mean, I want to go to the Wendy, Austin, Vanessa of it all.
Great.
Because, like, this is where we see Wendy more so playing the game than actually being
strategic mastermind Wendy Pepper. Like,
I mean, she was playing. She came to play the game. She didn't come to design. She came to play the game and do a little designing, just because it's there to do.
Yeah.
But she, from the moment they started looking at Austin's designs and coming up with what they were going to do, to when they went to the fabric store, went to Mood and got all their stuff, she was like, not my team. I'm not the leader. I'm going to do as I'm told, and that's it. That's
fair.
it. Because if this ship sinks, I'm not going down with it.
I did what I was told.
They told me to do this. I did this. He gave me instructions. I followed them.
Yep.
Because this was his design, and I followed his design.
Yep.
And Vanessa was like trying to take the other route. Like, let's collaborate. This is a collaboration, not the Austin show. And
right.
This is a collaboration. And Wendy's like, no collaborating for me. This is Austin's show. His vision, his thing. We doing it. It was very interesting to see that dynamic play out. And it was like Wendy was radio silent the whole time. I think this is the least we've heard of Wendy in any episode. She was not talking, and she was just sitting there getting stuff that they told her to get, and with her head down, and she was working. And I was like,
don't blame her.
I mean, it's not a bad strategy, but I'm like, but it's also a collaboration, and the whole point is to collaborate, not just if you see something and it's not right and you want to make it better, collaborate. But she's like, I was in charge. If it was my design, I wouldn't care what they say. I'm doing it how I want to do it, and you just got to get in line. And I'm like, okay, it's one way to look at it. I mean, I ain't mad at it, because
it's definitely one way to go about it.
It's one way to go, and she went that way. So,
meanwhile, Vanessa is also like claiming that she's not a good sewer.
mm-hmm.
The whole, and I'm like, if you're not a good sewer, why are you here?
Questions that need to be answered.
It's like, if you're not good at makeup, why are you on Drag Race?
Right. Why are you on Glow Up if you can't do makeup?
Why are you like, why, if you're not a good chef, why are you on
You're on
Top
Top Chef.
Like,
I don't know how to cook, but I got on Top Chef. What?
work diva.
Word.
Like, what?
If you can't sing, why are you on American Idol? I don't
Literally.
like. I don't get it. So yeah, if you can't sew, sweetheart, why are you on Project Runway? But
let's jump over to the Nora. Not even Alexandra, because Alexandra is really not a part of this at all.
Nope.
She stays are out of the drama queen. And it's really just Nora and Kevin going at it, because Kevin has his vision, and Nora, in a very similar way to Vanessa, is kind of like, let's collaborate. And Kevin is just like, no. I was like, yes, I remember now why I hate Kevin so much.
In this instance, I agree with Kevin.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I felt like Nora overstepped way too much. And I was like, girl. I mean, because it wasn't like he's saying, I don't want your input at all. He just said, this is what we have. This is the sketch that she liked. Let's do this. And this is how we're going to get it done. And let's just try to make it work as quickly as possible. And Nora was like, but what about my idea? She didn't pick your idea, honey. If she liked your idea, she would have picked your idea. She didn't like your idea. So therefore, you don't have a pot to piss in this contest.
Sure.
She didn't like your idea.
I think I do agree with you. I think Kevin's perspective was correct. I think his execution of saying things was not the best, because he kind of just turns into a dick.
I didn't see it that way.
Okay, interesting. I thought he was a little rude to Nora. That's just me personally. That's just my viewing experience of it. I just thought he was like rude for no reason, and then just like, no, you need to go do this and this and this. And then during, we got to talk about pattern gate, because she ends up losing a piece of the pattern and is like a little bit emotional about it, which I understand. I can get that for sure. Like, it's a high stress environment. He just comes back in and just is like, well, how could you just lose this piece? Like, what do you mean you lost this piece? And it's like, shut up.
Okay. So this is why I see it differently. And this is weird that we're seeing it differently like this. She was, all this time, she's questioning everything. She's questioning everything he says that he wants done. She's questioning it. We should do it like this. He's like, no, this is the vision I have. This is what we do it like this. No, I think we should do it like this. So she's questioning everything, which is causing time wasted, because you're questioning everything I say do. And then once we do get started, you had one job, is to get our patterns together and make sure the pattern work that I had set out before you. I gave you all the things, all the tools, all the things you need, and you lose it. And then instead of taking responsibility and saying, I lost it, I don't know what it is, let's just make a new one, you go around blaming everybody else. Somebody stole it. Somebody had to have stolen it. And then you get mad when Cara call you out on your bull, because you talking about people stealing stuff, and then say, I never said that. I was like, oh, if this ain't victimizing white women tears right in here right now with this, I didn't say that. I don't know why Cara would say that. Because you said it. You literally said,
yeah,
somebody is stealing our stuff, and we ain't gonna worry about it because we just go do something else. We go drape another one. Like, you just accused everybody in that workroom of stealing your
And now
stuff.
you're crying over everybody, someone calling you out for accusing everybody
of stealing your stuff because you said, I didn't say that. Yeah, you did, Blanche.
You did, Blanche.
You did, Blanche. You said it. Baby,
No, I completely agree. And like, I'm not out here to be a Kara defender. I just don't think either of them looked great in this scenario. I don't love the way Kevin was talking to her in some of the parts of it. I think Kara overreacted in or Nora. Nora, I don't like the way Kevin was talking to Nora, but I think Kara's point was absolutely valid and Nora overreacted. The only person who looks good in this scenario is Kara-san. Because that's my queen and icon and legend.
Right, love her to pieces. But I feel like I feel like Kevin was being a boss, and as the head designer, you have to be blunt and you have to be, make sure your team is getting the job done. And Nora was obviously not trying to be a team player because she was questioning every single detail. And when Kevin said, I could have did this whole thing by myself way quicker than I could with you, I was like, and I felt that because she was taking up so much time questioning everything, like her design was picked. Your design wasn't picked, Miss Girl. I'm sorry. She didn't like your design, or you would have been the head designer. When you work for someone, when you get a job, you can't go on to that job and tell them what you are and what you not go do. That's not how working works. Your boss is your boss, and they say, do this. You just have to do it. Even if you don't want to do it, you got to do it.
Yep.
And so I felt like she was the worst in team play. She just was not a team player at all. And then get emotionally and crying and mad, and then you wasting 35 minutes because you're out there crying for whatever. Wasting more time. I felt like Nora looked horrible in this episode. And to me, I was like, girl, I would have fired you if you worked for me.
And then there's the whole other dynamic of Vanessa getting a needle stuck in her arm. And then Rob goes to tell Austin. Austin starts freaking out. But then he goes to go fix it. And Rob is like trying to butt in. And Austin just physically moves him. Because he's literally actively trying to take care of the situation. While Kara is taking
care of the situation.
Needle. What?
Taking care of the situation.
Taking care of the situation. And it's just like, what is happening? And then Vanessa starts singing about the Nora situation. And I'm just like, what is this? This is season 1.
It was wild. It was wild. That is why we came back for season 2, because this season was so wild.
And then, as if things couldn't get any worse, we get model drama. And guess what, Lana? It's Morgan again.
It's always Morgan.
Always Morgan.
Always Morgan.
Because now she's crying because she doesn't want to dye her hair because she got booked as a blonde next week. I'm like, baby, that's what hair dye is for.
It's temporary.
You dye your hair for this.
And you dye your hair back. It's simple. No big deal. Temporary dye. It comes in, washes out.
Right.
Girl.
So
hot mess.
Shall we talk about the 3 looks we have to talk about for this episode? There's only 3, so let's dive in. So the first look, this is going to be Team Austin. So it's Austin, Vanessa, and Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the difficulty with this whole situation is that Austin had the idea from Sarah that Sarah really enjoyed and then kind of deviated from it and blended extra ideas into the ultimate garment. which led to, not being as successful.
It was. This is where I felt like Austin should have did what Kevin did. This is the design. This is what we're going to go with because this is what was chosen. And when you're working for a client, when that client tells you this is what they want, give them what they want. Even if you don't agree with it, even if you feel like, oh, I can do this and make it better, I can do this and give them what they want and let them decide, oh, because you put this, it makes it a little bit more or less or whatever. And I felt like he was listening to Vanessa and other ideas that it turned away from what the client wanted into something else, which didn't make it a successful look.
Turned into what Austin wanted more than what Sarah wanted.
Exactly.
The actual garment itself, I actually really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's not a bad garment. It's just not what the client wanted.
Yep. Absolutely that. 75.
I'll say 76. Just one of you.
Work. So this wasn't the wedding look, was it?
This was Kevin, Nora's, and
this was the wedding look.
Alexandria. Yeah.
It was really hot.
Not that.
Oh my.
Oh, did my audio come through? That's
okay.
I was putting the episode back on actually. To look at the look again. Yeah, so this is Kevin's team. I mean, it's exactly what Sarah wanted.
It's what she wanted.
It is exactly what she wanted. It's a really well constructed garment. It's not my personal favorite.
Yeah, my personal favorite would have been. Well, we'll see. But
we'll talk about the last arc. Yeah,
right. It's what she wanted. It gave the little girl fairy gone, crazy kind of. It was what it was, what she asked for. So yeah. It's not a bad look. I don't hate it.
Yeah. It's not. I don't like the slit to the vagine. It's not even a slit. It's just like the way that the garment is constructed. It's just like I don't. It's not for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't particularly wear it, but I wasn't the client.
Yeah.
So for the fact that it fits the theme, I would give it an 80. But
I'm gonna say 80 as well.
Because I wouldn't wear it, but that's what the client wants.
Yeah.
And I think the hair makeup was amazing also.
Agreed. So this is Jay's group, Jay, Carson, and Rob, which this was my favorite look.
This was my favorite look as well. I love the detachable skirt that came with it.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh, so good. The black and the feathered shoulders. It was just really good.
It felt presentation ready and then also performance ready.
Yeah.
That's what I really, really liked about it. Is that it felt multi-purpose. There were elements to it. The pants were really well fitted. I love the bustier. The hair and the accessories really just add to it. I can't really see it here because I left the subtitles on, but
yeah, I loved it. I feel like the only reason she didn't love it is because it wasn't enough color for her. Yeah. But it's just a great outfit. I like the outfit. For me personally, I would give this a 89.
A 90, so I can one-up you this time.
All right.
Lana.
We love that.
So yes, we find out that Jay's group is safe.
Sure.
And then we also find out on this runway that the only people that can win are the team captains. And then, so someone's going to win, and then everybody else is up for elimination. And it's just like, God help us all. Okay. And then they ask who should go home and why.
I mean, don't you just love those questions?
Oh,
Who do you think should go home and why? Like, oh, right on the spot, huh? Okay. And Nora wastes little time. Was like, Kevin is bad at is a bad manager and with time. Yeah, no. I would say Kevin. And he like, oh, interesting.
Mhm.
And Alexander's just like, oh, nobody should go home. I know you don't want that answer, but I do agree that Kevin kind of needed guidance. I was like, oh.
I was not expecting Alexandra to go the route of choosing Kevin. I thought she was going to pick Nora.
I felt like that was a mini alliance that formed on that stage between Nora and Alexandria, and they were like, we need to look out for each other.
Well, and then Alexandra isn't even able to get her whole thought out because Kevin goes, Nora was crying the whole time. She lost a pattern. Like she was just a mess the entire experience.
And I don't blame him. You're not gonna throw me under the bus and expect me to just sit there and let you just do it, and I'm not gonna say nothing. Absolutely not. I'm going to, because you tell your version of the story. Let me tell my version of the story. And my version of the story is you wasted half the day by crying and losing things and questioning everything that I did. So we didn't get stuff done because you held up progress. If I was working on this by myself, I would have got it done faster and probably would have had time to sit back and relax afterwards because I would have had it done before. But I don't blame Kevin for throwing her under the bus because honestly, I would have did the same thing because you're not going to throw me under the bus and I'm just going to sit there and be like, oh, please hit me again. Roll over me one more time. I have nothing to say. You got to fight for your place. And he was like, Nora was crying for hours and lost patterns. So we were, yeah, there we go.
Let me go to the other side.
And then Vanessa decides to say, I think it'll be me because I'm the weakest sewer. What? Huh? Hold on. Is this a competition?
What?
Did you, is this a competition where you're trying to sell yourself as a great designer? And you get on the runway in front of the judges and
in front of Michael Kors
and say, I should go home because I'm the weakest sewer here.
Well, and then before any of that, Wendy is like, well, I could have had more instruction from Austin. I'm like, Wendy, what the fuck are you talking about?
I was like, huh? I was like, what?
Like, girl, what?
Miss Zip Silence Radio Nothing.
Literally.
You said nothing the whole time.
Gooped.
Girl, I was gagged. If I was Austin, I would have been like, are you what? I tell you that from that moment, if I was Austin Scarlett, I would never trust Wendy Pepper ever again. Like, you won't do this to me ever again. I won't trust you with anything. I will no longer be speaking with you when it comes to anything because you just showed me who you were in this moment. I was like, oh my. Oh, wow.
And then Austin goes, well, Vanessa is not as adept of a sewer as Wendy and I. And I'm like, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Nope.
It was, interesting.
Very. So,
yeah.
We have a winner.
Yep. It's Kevin. Deserved.
It's what she wanted.
It's what she wanted. You got what you wanted.
And then we have a bottom 5.
Not a bottom 5.
It's a bottom 5.
I mean, true.
So Wendy and Alexandra are very quickly called as
Safe.
Austin is then called safe after that. And it really just comes down to Nora and Vanessa. Nora for the crying, but Heidi even says Vanessa sent herself home by saying she should go home. So guess what? They're going to send her home.
I mean,
fair and valid.
Very fair, very valid. That is just the nature of the game.
Had Vanessa not said her own name,
nope, she would have been fine. I think she would still been there.
Nora would have gone home.
I agree. 100%. If she would have just put it on Wendy, I would just put it on Wendy like she said nothing this entire time. We don't know.
Literally, that is the easiest thing for Vanessa to do in that scenario is just like blame Wendy because you had interactions with Wendy that Austin didn't.
Right. Like I tried to talk to Wendy and she didn't say anything. She didn't try to collaborate with us.
Then each one of them would have said someone else.
Right.
That would have been fun too. But we lose Vanessa.
She took herself out the race.
And she even realized that she's like,
she knew it. The second she said it, she was like, why did I say that? Well, that's that.
That is that on episodes 3 and 4. That was quick, concise, to the point, and lovely. So we will be back next week with episodes 5 and 6 of Project Runway. Yeah, we're digging into the middle of the season. I cannot wait to relive the Robert injury moment. Because they showed it on the preview and I was like, oh, I forgot that happens too.
Yeah. It's a lot of
in the next 2 episodes?
I think.
I believe so.
I believe so.
So hopefully we'll be talking about it in our next episode. So thank you for joining us. If you like our content here on The Cut, make sure to follow all of the channels. We've got channels upon channels upon channels. So make sure to follow at The Cut Pod for all of those links, all of the most up-to-date Cup news. Follow Lana and I because we're pretty nice. We're pretty lovely. Do the YouTube things because you're on YouTube. You know how to do them, so just do them. Get your merch, link below. We got cups, we got hats, we got socks, we have sweatpants,
we'll have more stuff.
Headphones?
Who knows? Maybe.
I think that would be cute. Over the ear headphones. I think that would be cute. I would.
If we can maybe make that happen, we'll see.
We'll see.
Phone cases for sure, baby.
I need a cut phone case in my life. Mine is on its way out, and I would like a new one. So, but with that, thank you for joining us. Make sure to always make it work, designers. And cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Goodbye now.
Bye. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. I loved Vanessa too saying, "Can I just leave?
Can I go? Can I leave?" Oh.